You say you want peace. You say you're ready for a healthy relationship. But then someone kind shows up and you feel nothing. You miss the spark, the butterflies, the pull. And suddenly the person who's hot and cold, the one who makes you feel anxious, they feel like home. Let's talk about why chaos feels like love, and why, until you heal this pattern, you keep calling your pain your soulmate. So let's look at how your body learned to equate chaos with love. Love should feel safe, but if you grew up around emotional unpredictability, where affection was inconsistent, where moods shifted without warning, then chaos became your baseline. Your nervous system got trained to survive in the storm, not to relax in the calm. So when someone is direct, honest, emotionally available, you don't feel drawn in. You feel confused. Your body says, this is boring, this is flat, because it doesn't match your internal template for love. You're not chasing love. You're actually chasing familiarity of an old pattern. And if that familiarity meant inconsistency, walking on eggshells, or chasing approval, then that's what your body now registers as chemistry. So let's look at the dopamine spike of uncertainty. Let's get into that brain chemistry. When someone is unpredictable, affectionate one moment, cold the next, your brain lights up. Why? Because uncertainty spikes dopamine. The more unpredictable the reward, the more addictive the cycle. You get hooked, not on the person, but on the relief you feel when they finally come back around. It's the emotional version of a slot machine. You never know when the good stuff's coming. You stay on edge waiting for the next hit, and when it comes you feel euphoric. But it's not love. It's survival mode, chemistry. It's the reward loop of intermittent reinforcement, and it's powerful, which is why peaceful people don't give you the same rush. They don't create the same craving because they don't activate that trauma response. You've mistaken it for passion. So let's look at the real reason you miss the chaos. You think you miss them, but what you really miss is the intensity. The highs, the lows, the makeups, the fire. It felt like being alive. It felt consuming. It felt real. But that wasn't connection. That was adrenaline. Chaos feels like love because it mirrors the inconsistency you once had to work hard to earn. It feels like a challenge you can finally win if you just love them enough. And you say, we have a connection I can't explain. We fight, but we always come back stronger. Or they're just emotionally complex. But often what you're calling complexity is dysfunction. What you're calling connection is trauma reenactment. You're not meant to lose yourself to prove you're lovable. That's not passion. That's pain wearing perfume. So what does safe love actually feel like? Real love is not chaos. It's not obsession. It's not anxiety dressed as passion. It's calm, clear, consistent. It's not butterflies. It's peace in your gut. It's not wondering where you stand. It's knowing where you're emotionally safe. But that only feels good when your nervous system is healed enough to receive it. Because until then, peace feels unfamiliar, and unfamiliar feels wrong. So you'll keep calling the safe person boring and the chaos exciting. Not because that's who you are, but because that's what you were wired to expect. So let's look at how to break the chaos loop. You don't need more dating advice. You need nervous system repair. And here's how to start. First, pause before chasing the high. Notice the spike and ask, am I attracted or activated? Then write down the pattern. Write down how the relationship makes you feel over time, not just the mega highs and lows. Then rewire with repetition. Spend time around emotionally safe people, equate chaos with love. Now you teach yourself that love doesn't hurt, confuse, or destroy. Healing is choosing what's unfamiliar now, so that peace becomes your default later. And in my closing comments, you don't miss the person, you miss the chemical loop that made you feel needed. You don't crave love, you crave the drama that once proved you were lovable. Chaos isn't love, it's a memory of emotional inconsistency your body called home. But home can change. You can choose peace now, even if it's quiet, even if it's new, and even if it doesn't give you butterflies. Because butterflies aren't love, safety is.